My name is Alistair Drummond, and I've experienced periods of breathlessness over the last 10 to 15 years. Prior to my breathlessness incidents, I've had a very active and full life. In fact, about 40 years ago, I was diagnosed with asthma, but it was very mild and actually had very little impact upon my lifestyle. I've been a very keen skier for the past 50 years, and that has had no impact on it. However, in 2012, I had a period of appendicitis, which unfortunately developed into sepsis, and I had 5 weeks in intensive care and a further 2 weeks in hospital. Breathlessness is a very strange situation. It's not something which is a specific medical problem, and as a result, it tends to have some significant effect on your mind, because you think, well, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to recover? I was very focused and really wanted to get better, and therefore put my heart and soul into it. And I think it's a very key element of pulmonary rehabilitation is to identify the motivation, what motivates people in order to achieve the end objective, which is getting back to a much more healthy lifestyle. So I think one of the major points about pulmonary rehabilitation is actually to give you the confidence to actually recognize that you can push yourself safely. So what we did was a group of about 4 people, completely different individuals, different backgrounds, different medical conditions, working with a physiotherapist and assistant physiotherapist online, and we're doing all the exercises at home. We had to improvise in terms of weights. It clearly has some benefits in terms that you don't have to travel a long way to going down to the hospital or to the gym or the community centre, wherever it's been arranged. But on the other hand, you don't get as close supervision and probably don't get pushed potentially quite as far as you can when you've actually got somebody working with you directly on site. So the last 3 years, the 4 of us have carried on meeting 2 to 3 times a week, doing our exercises. Okay, we may be a little bit less rigorous perhaps than while we have the physiotherapists working and pushing us at times, but still we meet up. And also particularly during COVID times, it was from a self-support process, was a very, very real benefit, I think, for all of us to be able to chat and meet up with people. And we're very keen to keep that process going, because we know that it would be very easy just say, oh, I can't be bothered today. One of the major benefits that you get from the pulmonary rehabilitation course is the confidence that you are able to do the exercise and do it safely. And I think one of the other major objectives that needs to follow on from pulmonary rehabilitation is, as we said before, at the end of the course, it's very hard to keep going. So I think it's very key to try during the course to try to identify what the motivation is behind the individual's concern. In my particular case, it's because I want to carry on skiing for as long as I physically can. But it could just simply be you want to see your grandkids run around the garden for better and want to join in with them. And I think if you can identify these motivations behind it during the course, you've got a lot more of a chance to actually get the participant to continue afterwards when they really realize it. I've got an objective. I want to be able to do these things. I want to keep going. I want to do, because I want to be able to do ... whatever that is. And I think those are very key messages, I think, that as a patient, I would pass back to clinicians and processes saying, try to identify this, try to bridge the gap between pulmonary rehabilitation and non-pulmonary rehabilitation, and try to ensure that there is something which is going to motivate the individuals to keep going in the future.